Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about an interesting subject, and that is why I've spent £4,500 on a car that I bought for £1,500. Now, some of you might be asking, well, why on earth would you spend that much money on a car that you'd bought so cheap? So that's what I'm going to go through. It's a question I get quite a bit, and I thought, while I've got a bit of time, I'm currently at my local golf course. I just hit a few balls on the driving range before work. I thought I'd explain myself a little. Now, for those of you who don't know, I bought this car for £1,500 in January 2020, and since then I've spent quite a bit of money getting it to how it is today. It had a bit of front end damage when I bought it. It had a failed rear shock absorber, but apart from that, it was fairly decent in condition. I've replaced both rear shock absorbers to the tune of £1,100. The new front bumper was a couple of £100, and then it's just been maintenance, servicing and fixing bits that I hadn't perhaps picked up at the start off with. So that came to an extra £4,000 on top of the purchase price. So £5,500 in total for this car. Now, let me just put this into perspective, and one of the reasons why I've done it is financially it makes a lot of sense. Now, a few of you might be thinking, well, how's that going to work? But what essentially I've worked it on is that if I was to finance a new S90, obviously you can't get the cheap ones anymore with the diesel engines, you can only get the hybrid, but if you could get the diesel engines, they started around £320 a month for a base spec one. That was with a £5,000 deposit and a balloon payment of about £10,000 afterwards. So they were not cheap cars, and if you just think for a second there, I'm driving a car that is essentially gives you the same thing. They're actually more comfortable, these S80s, and in my opinion better built because it was before the Chinese owned them. And you've got a car for the same price as the deposit price on one of those vehicles. So actually your value for money is absolutely massive, and that's before you've then paid the extra £300 a month for the next 4 years, and then got the balloon payment on the top. So for me, and in my opinion, I actually think spending £4,000 on this car has been very cheap motoring. That is what you would get, that's what you would pay, like I said, easily over a year for finance payments. And what I've got here is a nice solid car that I know is going to work perfectly. Now, one of the benefits of this as well is because it's not the newest car, I don't have to be overly careful with it. Now, obviously, for those of you that don't know, when you lease or finance a car, if you intend to give that car back, it must be in good condition. Any bashes like the ones here on the bumper, or the corroded wheels, that would be billed back to you, so you would actually lose a lot of money. Door dings as well, or scratches. So then your car becomes a bit of a liability, really. You're desperately trying to keep it perfect because you worry about it, you don't park it in certain places. I'll park this anywhere, I really don't care. I'll take it off-road where it really shouldn't be going, but because it's a Volvo, it can handle it. And yeah, it's just a fantastic car for the money, I think. So how long can you justify pumping money into a car like this? Well, in my opinion, there isn't really a limit. It's about what you can afford and about what you want to do. I personally love this car. There's no reason for me to change it. So at no point, I don't think, will it make more sense to buy a new car. Perhaps when they start banning diesels, etc., I might have to consider it. But actually, if you look at it, it's just a nice looking car, isn't it? It's just a nice, comfortable car. I mean, you've got everything you ever need in it. If we just take a look inside, we've got full leather interior, we've got memory seats. Oh, it's locked. It's a good start, isn't it? Memory seats. Granted, the sat nav, it is from 2009, so it doesn't know some roads exist, but we all use Google Maps now anyway, don't we? It's the R Design spec. It's got nice premium materials, metals, etc. And it just feels heavy. If you listen to the way this door shuts, it is just solid. You don't get that in the newer cars. And I really think these sort of late to mid noughties cars are some of the best cars that were built in terms of build quality. My dad had a 2005 BMW 1 Series, and just the key alone weighed twice as much as the modern day cars, and it felt much more premium, like a BMW key should do, whereas the newer keys feel light. And it's the same concept with these cars. They just seem better built, and I wouldn't be surprised if this car hits 200,000 miles easily with just regular maintenance. We've just hit 100,000. I've put 19,000 on it in the last 18 months, and I intend to do a whole lot more. So yeah, that's it really. The reason I've pumped so much money into this car is because I love it, and because in my opinion it is worth it. Now, for those of you that aren't perhaps as interested in cars, or you're not as mechanically minded, if you don't feel confident to do repairs yourself, then perhaps it won't make as much sense, because I've saved a lot of money in repairs by doing them myself. So really it comes down to your personal preference, how much you're willing to invest in your car. I mean, I'd probably do it for any car. I enjoy the ownership aspects of cars, and I enjoy looking after cars, and it is my passion. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how much you guys have, or what the most expensive repair is you've done on your car. Obviously don't give the most prices, because probably a lot of your significant others don't really know, or you try to keep it quiet, so don't out yourself. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts. Have I wasted a load of money making this car the way it is? As you can see, I paid for the premium car wash, which has given it this lovely shine. I think it's called Ultra Shield. It's £11, but it does look good, doesn't it? So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Cheers.